can't do it. I can't pause it at just one single day per session. I mean, for starters, I don't even know how often I'm going to be able to do a dedicated session. And limiting it to one specific day per session makes it so that I have a whole bunch of unfinished and rather rushed tasks going at once. I don't like that. So I'm going to change my priorities around a little bit so that I'm actually finishing a task. Doesn't have to be a big one, but so that every time I log off, I will have the satisfaction of one thing done, instead of just rushing through and hoping that I get to it at some point. Pardon me. Okay, so what am I going to try to get done? I'm going to try to have a path to the village, while at the same time, although I'm probably plenty distant, just setting myself up with a little bit of fence-based insulation from overly curious neighbors who might want to claim my bed. It's a really weird problem to have. There we got it. And I may have to figure out something about the butterfly problem. I mean, right now it's not a problem, but I could see it getting to be one. Right, if I want to make a whole bunch of fences, well, first I'll clear this a little bit off. Decide what space I am. There we go. Kind of rushing myself in my excitement. Relax, breathe. Making sure that we have enough space. So my idea is my fence will go around this way. We need a little bit more breathing room there. Yeah, that'll probably do it. And we can just encircle. Out of random curiosity, do I have some more dirt? I do. And yeah, I figure I can fast forward through the boring bits. But I might not do that. Since I'll just do it like that. Anyways, like I was saying, I might not fast forward through the boring bits because in order to post as often as I would like, I'm not going to get as much editing time as I would like. So I won't worry about that so much. Okay, so birch fences it is. We're going to need one gate. And I can do fancy later if I want. But for the moment, especially given just general resources that we've got, let's not get fancy. Okay, so at first, something that I've been curious about, but never really explored. I know we can do double doors. Can we do double gates? No, stay out of the house. I mean, sort of. We'll come back to that. Okay. I mean, you're looking a whole lot like you're going to become my first resident. And if that's the case, so be it. Still bouncing around. Well, at least I've got my spruce for the roof. I don't know if I'm going to work on the roof this session or not. But at least I won't have to worry about whether I have the materials. I'm looking for birch. I can't find birch. But that's more of a memory and retention issue than anything else. Well, I've sure made sure I have plenty of spruce. Ah. Back over to the house. Let's make a little grindstone now while we're thinking about it. Or did I already? No, I didn't. Thank goodness. See, now that's the problem with having, 20 or 30 games going at once. It can be a little hard to remember which details you have set up in which world. Probably enough. Let's find out. But yeah, so if this task takes me more than an in-game day, that's okay. And why is it okay? Because the goal, the metric, the thing that I care about is not how much time, it's not how efficiently or magically I'm making use of my time. Like, I'm not showing off the clock. I'm showing off having fun. Yeah, that's more like it. That's not an X. Do, 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 do. Let's prop up another birch. We don't have twerking, right? Yeah, no. No, we don't have the twerk to grow. But what we do have is enough wood to make a composter. And just put it right next to the chest. Leaf. All of these things are lovely, but I'm also kind of going, oh, are you kidding me? What can I do with you? Right. Okay. Nope, we're not quite there. Okay, so now I know I can compost oak leaves. Can compost saplings. I think I can compost seeds, yes. Odds are I'm going to be able to gather more of these things. It's not like they're precious commodities. Heck, I'm not even hungry enough to eat an acorn. Okay, then. So be it. 4. Excuse me. 4 should be enough to get what I need. Or, you know, not. Oops, I left the door open again. Oh my goodness. No, I'm not gonna go catch that. Let's see how much compost I can get out of a whole bunch of leaves. It's an interesting way to learn, right? I'm starting to wonder. Oh, I was starting to wonder if this is a bad spot for a birch. There, I'm sure. In a pretty short order, I'm going to have too much, but dude. Anyways, okay. Let's see. Oh, it's 21. Right. Okay. We might be having steak for dinner. Just ever so light of a sigh. I could probably fix it by adjusting the dimensions of my fence. But where's the sport in that? That's the wrong kind of tree. There we go, you're the right kind of tree. Now there is one heck of a lot of butterflies. Yeah, right now I'm going with that Distant Horizons. I adjusted the settings to something that the documentation claimed was better, and it got much, much worse. So I'll come back to it later. Whether it's distant horizons. Right now I've got Bobby enabled, which has a much shorter render distance, but it doesn't complain as much. That is unsettling. Yeah. I have no words. I have no words. Okay. And then me and my fondness for light everywhere. I had a shovel at some point, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so getting ahead of myself, I think. Man. Anyways, so the first minor goal is done. Oh, there's that shovel. Okay. Boop, boop. Putting things away that I'm pretty sure I don't need. Okay. Like I said, minor goal 1. Oh, big yawn there. Minor goal 1 is complete. I do not know, man. I do not know what to do with the cow. So I can keep it going all the way down to here. The cow. Do I really care if my path stairs are matchy-matchy. Especially since I know I'm going to be redoing this trail shortly. So, no, I don't. So the longer term plan, I'm probably going to adjust this so that it's a little wider, so that I can actually use a single gate and it makes sense. There we go. Okay. What kind of wood do I have? Okay, I got plenty of oak. Yeah, well, I mean, that's your own fault, Bessie. Wait, I very nearly made the wrong thing. Plenty of times where I'm unintentionally walking around with a full stack of wooden shelves. And then we clear the path out the rest of the way. And yeah, I mean, task focus to me is a little quieter. But yeah, at least I'm enjoying myself, right? But I think once we get down to this point, we can maybe worry a little bit less about keeping it in a straight line. It also means I need to keep in mind what this trail is eventually going to look like. Just clearing the path, mowing the lawn. Very woodsy. There's a whole lot of wood involved here. and seed. And yeah, the reason I'm wanting to connect to the village is I do kind of want to adopt the village. I've done that once or twice, not to a max level, and not with any of the really weird villager mob farm things. Just, helping them all live their best life. See, well, I'm going to need more X. And at the moment, that's it. Can't forget about those pieces. Okay, and then call it there. Right down. 1, 2, 3. And right now, I'm just putting the effort into making sure there is literally a clear path that I can build a path along. Okay, and then let's see. 2, 3, 1. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Okay, so now we've got that part. Yeah, let's not do it like this. Sometimes trails are weird. Okay, let's go back upstairs. So, yeah, and I'll come up with a more organic. I'll come up with a more organic structure later. Not organic. It's not the right word for it, but just something that makes more sense in real life, whatever that is. Trails. It's very rare for a trail to be a completely straight line. I may decide what to do with the cow off camera. Interesting choice. That's what I meant to do. And, a little rain. Oops. Okay, it's you, Bessie. You're distracting me. Try that again. When I finish, when I widen this path a little bit, that will be my marker of completion. A brief check to make sure I was actually recording this, because there have been days. Yay, we are connected to the village, and that would have been a fine place for a fence too. Although I would have needed a lot more fence, so let's not worry about that right now. Light it up. And I kind of think of these torches as bookmarks for great places to put a lantern later on. the meantime, great light on their own. So there we go. We have a little bit of a connection to the world at large. We can build a nice little relationship with the nearby village that I might even name. And I have a cow. Among the things I'll worry about next are a roof, the cow, and maybe some farmland. Let us pick one more little task. Okay. Okay, now I'm comfortable calling it good for the night. So what had been a half-hour session turns into a little over an hour. So maybe I will break it into 2 parts. But anyways, it really is my bedtime now, so you folks take care.